Yeah? Are we good? All right. Hey, welcome everybody to the live stream. It's sponsored by Charter Bank. We're remembering our sponsors this time for this game. So we've got tonight's live stream is sponsored by Charter Bank, and chart your success with Charter Bank. And the game tonight is sponsored by McDivitt's Indoor Sports Pub, which I've not been to yet, but it's new right off 141. Very curious to check that out.
Yeah, that's going to be one of those things, you know, you're looking for something to do over the holidays instead of eating and doing everything. Run down to McDivitt's right there. They got a lot of indoor things that you can do.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, big game tonight. Cold outside, hot in the gym. We had an amazing game for the girls. They kicked us off, and then now we're following up with the boys. Yeah,
you know, and I it's like rinse and repeat, right? I mean, it's going to be kind of the same thing. You start looking at, you know, Johnston, they come in at 3-4, we're 4-1, but we're still trying to figure out what's going on. But we finally got to the point of the season now where the statistics are starting to become, you know, here's where my scoring's come from, here's where my rebounding's coming from, and right now, Johnston scores with a lot of points right now, and they're outscoring us as a whole almost 100 points, it seems like, with 389 to 307. You don't think, you know, basically 80 points isn't a lot, but we only had 10 points, a great big deal in the game of basketball.
Well, and Johnston is big, Pat. Like, I think that their shortest player is around 6 foot.
Yeah.
So I think that is going to be the challenge that we have in the Mustangs is, can we deal with their height?
Right.
Do we have a presence down low in addition to Calix? Or if Calix gets in foul trouble? Or, you know, what is that going to look like for how are we going to handle their players with the height that they have? Yeah,
and watching the pregame and the warm-ups, there was a lot of action above the rim. In high school, you can't dunk during the warm-ups, but I'll guarantee you there would have been 20 or 30 of them by multiple players had you been able to do that at the college game.
And the thing about Johnston is that you can't guarantee just because a guy might be the tallest player that he's not a three-point shooter, because I know that he is. And so they're going to have to guard from the box all the way out to the three-point line. I'm just excited to see the Mustangs come back. After last week, they had a ton of sickness and illness. They were able to go down to Oskaloosa last Friday and eke out a win against Oskaloosa, but they were not full strength. They had players in and out, including my own son, who plays his senior on the team, missed the game last Friday because he was homesick. So I think they're starting to get back to full strength. This break can come at a better time for the Mustangs.
No doubt about it. So how do you handle size? You better hope you got more speed. More speed, quickness. You rotate in, and hopefully you have some depth to your bench so that you can just continue to rotate in a lot of players and just keep them on their toes. But, yeah, it'll be an interesting game for sure. So as we're going to go back down to courtside and get the
All right, well, we're ready to kick it off. It looks like Mustangs have the starters that they've been going with the last number of games: Tate Perrin, Jonathan Howard, Jaden Jones, Hudson Ellert, and Calix Cahill. Johnston has Taylon Proctor, Samuel Tornabane, Jalen Richardson, Nathan Roosh, and Jacob Simpson.
Yeah, Dominic Torbeline almost got in there.
I know. He was announced by the announcer, and you could tell he was like, wait, what? I'm starting?
Yes, let's go.
Let's go. So, we're
Hey,
ready
just
for
tell
the
his
tip.
brother, go ahead and sit down. I got this.
Yes, exactly.
Basketball!
Tip goes to the Mustangs. Again, Johnston in the black uniforms, DCG Mustangs in the white. Jonathan Howard drives in, kick out. Continuing to work it around the top. Again, another drive by Howard. Tate Perrin up at the top. Jaden Jones. Student section wanted a foul there. Hudson Ellert from three. That's off. Rebound Johnston.
That's a nice shot right there. A nice offensive set. Just not able to knock that one right down.
Oh, Johnston a little loose
This
with
is
the ball there.
same way the other game just started. You know, a little loose with the ball right there. A lot of time, obviously, to go right here. Now, offensively, right now, there's a lot of shots for any of these kids that want it when they're getting that ball in space. You take one dribble, and you're going to be open right here.
Yeah, when I see a lot of turnovers, especially at the beginning of the game, I count that to nerves.
Yeah.
You know, they're pumped up about this game. You know, here's a turnover. There's a travel. Oh no. Oh, offensive foul called on Calix down low. So we're going to need to watch that.
Yeah,
we don't
that
need
was
Calix
one of those
in foul
that's,
trouble tonight.
well, it's just one of those. He's got to be smarter than that. You're away out there. You got to be set, and thinks he's set right there, and he might be, but he's set and leaving at the same time. It's just too much contact.
Yeah, with the height that Johnston has, we need to keep Calix on the floor. So turnover Johnston, got a steal there, Jonathan Howard. Nice drive in, Tate Perrin to Calix, back out to Jonathan Howard for three, that's long. Good rebound there to Hudson Ellert. That's going to be key, getting those second chances. Tate Perrin from the top, three-pointer. That's a Schaefer's Auto Body three-pointer. Schaefer's
That's
Auto
right.
Body is proud to support DCG Mustangs. They're locally owned. It's provided quality collision repairs, professional customer service for over 40 years.
Yeah, we missed a few of those in the other game right there.
We got so excited, Pat, about the game, we forget about the sponsors. But tonight we're on it. Oh, that's a three-point shot for Johnston. Rebound DCG going the other end. Back out to Calix. Tate Perrin at the top. Jonathan Howard.
That one right there, Jay Howard right there. If he wants that shot, he's got a nice little floater there on the baseline.
Mustangs being patient. Working the ball around. From the outside, no good. Johnston going the other way.
Wow.
Turnover Johnston.
Oh, it might be one of those deals. Perrin defending, and it inadvertently hit the offensive player in the forehead or the face, and it kind of moved that ball one direction. Something was kind of funky right there.
Jaden Jones at the top. Jonathan Howard from three. That's good. Three-pointer. That's another Schaefer's Auto Body three-pointer. Jonathan Howard from the outside. DCG leading 6-7.
That was the old Top Gun play. You know, hit it and they'll fly right by, and then hit the brakes, fly right by, and then hit that three-point shot.
I like the defense that I'm seeing out of the Mustangs. They're playing tough man-to-man defense. That's a great move right there. Number 14, Jalen Richardson. That's a great move.
Yeah, that's just good offense.
Oh, Jaden Jones going coast to coast. That's two-point basket there, Jaden Jones.
Jeez, nice move right there, playing at the rim, the junior.
And Johnston the other way. That's a layup. They got a rebound there. That's Jacob Simpson with the rebound. Loose ball. Everybody's down on the floor.
Might as well just call a
It's gonna
timeout
be a
before somebody gets
jump
hurt.
here.
You know, when there's bodies like that on the ground, it means something. That ball is the silver dollar. It is. It's like, man, I need this right now.
Possession arrows going to Johnston. officials are talking it over, trying to decide if it's going to be on the side or it's down low. Looks like they're going to take the ball down underneath the basket. So Johnston.
That's an advantage, really, Johnston, because there's a lot of out-of-bounds plays on the baseline right here for scores.
Coach Rankin calls this the blob, the baseline out-of-bounds plays. What do they do for the blob?
See,
Number 20,
offensive.
Jacob Simpson. Yep,
that's great defense right there.
Calix is so good on that, and that he just stayed straight up. Like if he reached in, then they were going to have to make a decision. But he just stayed straight up.
No, he did.
Shoulder dip. They got the offensive on Johnston. That's number 20, Jacob Simpson.
But it's also a nice job out of Johnston to take that right at Cahill and see if you can't get a cheap foul.
Absolutely,
right there.
that second foul on Calix, that would have been tough. Little fake for Jonathan Howard. Drive, kick back out. I like the ball movement I'm seeing out of the Mustangs.
Plenty of time.
Johnston's
right
really hedging to give that baseline, assuming that they're going to have help from their teammates. Jaden Jones with a pull up loose ball. Johnston going the other way. That's good defense, just stay up top. That's good Calix just to step back on that, not get a second foul. Comes down with the rebound. Oh, that's going to be a foul on Johnston.
I don't know. Boys will be boys. Let them fight for that rebound.
That's foul on number 14, Jalen Richardson.
But I'm also like 100 feet away, too, so I'm not seeing what's going on down there.
Well, in the girls' game, the officials really let them play. It was a physical game, and they decided to let the players make the decisions. They were going to determine the game.
Oh,
that was a great
nice job.
That's a great move there by Jaden Jones. Rather than stopping and assuming that they were going to pick him up, he just kept going, and there's a little miscommunication by Johnston there.
And those are set plays right there. That's that psych and go in.
Up top, Taylon Proctor. He's in lane. Out to Roosh. Shot clock down to 10. That's another turnover at Johnston. I wonder how many turnovers they have at this point. That's just good defense on the Mustangs' part. They're really forcing those turnovers. It's got Johnston, just seems like they're just kind of all out of sorts at this point. I know they'll pull it together, but right now it's been a series of turnovers for them. Yeah,
and they'll get that figured out. But the defense has been very good, which speeds the game up on both sides right there. You got to be a lot faster with what you do, and right now DCG is just a little bit faster.
That's a nice take, Jonathan Howard. Yes. That's a timeout, Johnston.
This is a good timeout here because what's happening right now is when one of the offensive players exits, the defender is turning their back on the opposite side where the ball is, and you cannot turn your body away from the ball.
Right.
You got to know where the ball is all the time. If that defender would not have turned around, he would have been right there, at least challenge that shot.
Yeah, so our Mustangs are seeing that, and then they're just continuing to the basket. They're not really truly getting stopped, so they're continuing. It's a great timeout, perfect timing for Johnston. It's a 10-point lead, DCG 12, Johnston 2. They don't want to let this game get any further out than this, right? They need to stay in striking distance, so it's like, let's stop, collect ourselves, talk about taking care of the ball. Talk about if we're going to be playing aggressive defense on them, that they might need to look at ball fakes, and then back cuts, right?
Yeah, right.
So,
and you're probably looking at, like, you know what? The first 5 minutes, however it's been, was not going our way. Let's start now.
That's right.
Let's start now.
That's right. We're going to see if they can get the ball in Roosh's hands. He's our leading scorer, and we haven't seen much out of him yet, so let's see what Johnston does here. Taylon Proctor up top. Nice move to the basket. That's a nice move. Didn't go. Got his own rebound. Came in for a reverse layup. That's just athleticism right there.
Exactly,
yeah, absolutely.
Right there is ridiculous.
So DCG needs to do a better job of getting that rebound, right? Not allowing them that second shot. Ball hit out of bounds by Johnston, so it'll be DCG ball under the basket. We have Jackson Green is subbing in for Jonathan Howard. Drew Rankin is also coming in for Johnston. They have a substitution, number 42, Carter Loney. He's a sophomore, not a short kid.
No, that's
listed
that's
at 6'9".
Tall
Listed
drink
at
of
6'9".
water right there.
That's right. So Drew Rankin in, number 14, so he came in for Calix. So Calix and Jonathan Howard go to the bench. Jackson Green, Drew Rankin in. I'm not sure exactly what's happening here. The ball, officials are discussing now whether the ball was out of bounds or if there's a timeout or technical. Not sure what's happening here. There's a technical. I'm not sure why. We will hear from the announcer. But Hudson Ellert to the line on his own, shoot free throws. Hudson is our best free throw shooter. All the way through most of the game down in Oskaloosa, he was 100% for the season, and then he missed his first free throw of the season, and he was down there at Oskaloosa, but he's picked right back up. He makes 2.
Yeah.
DCG leads 14-4 now.
Yeah.
All right, so we had explanation on the technical foul, if you weren't able to hear that from down on the floor. That number 42, that Carter Loney that we mentioned, a 6'9" sophomore that came in for Johnston, was not listed in the official scorebook. So that equated to a technical for Johnston.
Oh, that makes sense because he's not on my sheet.
Drew Rankin up at the top to Tate Perrin. Out to Jaden Jones. DCG moving the ball around. Hudson Ellert with drive to the basket.
Nice.
And a finish.
Wow.
That's a great finish right into
contact. That could have been an and one right there.
It could have been, yeah. He handled the contact really well to finish. That's a nice move there, Jalen Richardson.
On strength right there. Attaboy. Way to
Johnston
go
also
that
has number 24, Prestige Taylor, in the game now. Jackson Green from the long 3, no good. Johnston's going the other way. DCG leads 16-6. Got a minute 18 left in the game, or left in the first quarter, I should say. They're looking to try to get it into Loney. Why not? Use that height. We don't have any answer for it. Oh, backside cut by Prestige Taylor.
Yeah, and that's that back. You know, when you get that on the box right there, you're susceptible to that back
line
cut.
Up for 3. It's long. Yeah, you know, they go in to help on that post player, and then it leaves the backside open. Drew Rankin out to Jaden Jones. DCG's working the ball around.
Plenty of time on this. We're just doing our thing. Where can we get a good shot? Is there a defensive breakdown?
Yeah, they're taking their time to make sure that they get that. And Jackson Green is like, listen, I'm here, I'm open, I like
poetry.
Threes. And they made it.
You're moving the ball around.
That's a Schaefer's auto body three-pointer for Jackson Green. 20 seconds on the shot clock, so Johnston's going to hold for 1 shot. Prestige Taylor out front. 12 seconds to go. We got a screen right down the middle. Kick out, number 12. That's no good. Oh, pass ahead, Drew Rankin. Opportunity here for DCG. And basket, Jackson Green. That's a great pass by Drew Rankin. You know, there was 3 seconds left on the clock, but Jackson Green ran ahead. Drew Rankin was able to throw the pass and get it to him.
And Jackson Green, I mean, he's done a nice job all season long, but that's like a career 4 minutes for him right there. I mean, that's ridiculous. I'm like, wow. I mean, and you look at it, that last play right there.
Yeah, Jackson Green comes in and has quick 5 points to end that first quarter with just when we need it, extending that lead 21-8.
Well, that little layup that is wide open, that is high degree of difficulty. That is a great.
You know, you got the pass ahead. You know you've got a trailing defender that's coming. You don't know if he's going to try to block it or what's going to happen. And you're watching the clock. You got to try to get it up there. You got 1 second to go, and then to make the basket in addition. So that was great. We want to remind you that Charter Bank is our sponsor for tonight's live stream. And so we thank them and all that they do in here in our community. And then our game sponsor for tonight is McDivitt's Indoor Sports Pub. It's a modern-day sports bar entertainment venue. They have handmade pizzas and appetizers. You had me at pizza, Pat.
Yeah.
That's all I needed to hear. I want to head to McDivitt's now. So we're starting up the second quarter. DCG leading 21-8. Pat, I'd like it to just do a rinse and repeat on this, right?
Well, I mean, everything went right, but the thing that, the game is so much easier when the shots go down.
Absolutely.
Right? It doesn't matter, especially the three-pointers. The three-pointers change the game, and you got kids out there, but they've been open shots. So defensively, it's one of those things. Johnston's going to have to come out. Look, you're going to have to get back out. You're going to have to extend that defense. When they do that, let's see if this opens up Cahill down low.
Yeah, DCG has played great defense. Oh, there's back to Jonathan Howard. That's a tough shot because he's still getting his feet set, his body momentum is going the opposite direction. DCG back on defense. Johnston's working around. You can tell they've got some intention coming out of that first quarter timeout huddle.
Yeah, you always want to start the quarter strong. You know, it doesn't matter what it is and where you're going. You want to start strong.
That's the way to get your hands on Jaden Jones, but then we give it back away. Cutter number 10. Prestige Taylor again. Back out top. They're going to reset, but they got 2 seconds, and it's going to be a shot clock. I'm going to figure out what's going on here. Maybe they forgot to reset. Maybe the ball hit the backboard. There wasn't a shot clock reset.
I wonder, yeah, if, well, the shot clock wouldn't have reset.
Well, I didn't think so either. I don't remember there was, yeah, it didn't hit the.
Unless they stopped it. I don't know how that.
Well,
how
it
that
worked
works.
its way down to 1. We've had a lot of conferring. We've had a lot of official conferring in this game, and a lot of interesting things. So let's hear what ends up happening here. He's bringing the head coaches together at center court, the official. Looks like Johnston's going to have the ball. It's going to be a side out. There's going to be a discussion here. I don't know if they're going to get a fresh shot clock or if they're going to have 1 second.
Oh, the question, I guess, is was there possession by the Mustangs on that scramble? And you could say that there probably was possession right there. We'll see if they put about 20 seconds on the shot clock. Okay, so that's exactly what it was. They called the down
Change
on the
of
bottom
possession.
a change of possession, which
yeah, you about nailed it, Pat. You said there needs to be about 20 seconds left to put back on the shot clock, and it's 18.
Yeah. So, and I think that's the right call right there because they were able to at least pick it up, but I could see it going either way.
So Johnston back up top. That's right. Almost still Jonathan Howard. You got a jump ball here. Possession arrow is going to go to Johnston.
Who was that? Was that Green again?
Yep. No, Jonathan Howard.
Jonathan Howard. Jay Howard getting down on the floor. I mean,
Coach Rankin loves that too.
Well,
he loves players that are just gritty, that are not afraid to take a charge.
This is a team that's not that talented. They don't have
They're going to have to
high
rely
level, so
on
you
their
got to do
hustle
that stuff.
and being gritty. That's right, being tough in there. That's a shot clock.
Wow.
Oh, they
that's
got
just
it
like
off.
they drew it up right there. Just like they drew it up.
Three-pointer there, number 10. Way to go, Logan.
Well,
nice
that's a big
job.
basket right there. I mean, you don't hit that, you come down and hit a 2, it's a 15-point game.
Instead, it's a 10-point.
See, there was a shot
Jonathan Howard for
opportunity
3.
right there.
That's good. That's another Schaefer's three-pointer by Jonathan Howard.
Yeah.
Jonathan's hot tonight. He's our leading scorer for the Mustangs, and, man, it's so important that we get him going in the game right away.
Well, I mean, like we said earlier, when the shots are going down, the game is so much easier. So you give up a 4 or 5 footer for that 19-footer.
Oh, I don't know. That just looked straight up to me, but they foul called there on Calix Hayhill down low. It was a nice move by Carter Loney, but I don't know. I just thought that was just good, strong post-play basketball and post-defense. But they called Calix for the foul. That's his second. Loney makes the first free throw. Checking in for the Mustangs, number 42, Hudson Eller, and number 44. I know that kid, York Megason. That's my son. He's been sick, so we're just glad that he's back and playing. Oh, senior year, every game counts, right?
That's exactly
you want to soak
right.
it up and enjoy it, especially this senior class. Finally, their year after such a talented, large senior class last year, it's fun for them to finally have an opportunity to get on the floor and play.
You know, Brad and I have talked about that several times, and he had one that really played his senior year and made the most of it as well. It's hard in boys' sports. There's a lot of them.
Well, and basketball is such a unique sport, and there's 5 starters, right? Small lineup, usually in rotation. So, oh, yes. Yep, offensive foul. So Jackson Green just positioned himself perfectly to be there right when.
That's exactly the call that I was talking about. That is like a 50-50 deal right there. It depends because you have to be able to catch the ball and make a move right there. You get too close, and that's 50-50.
Yeah, I think that because Jackson had given him enough room to lean, and then he made the contact, and then Jackson went down, he got that call. But again, Coach Rankin, he loves charges. So DCG leading 24-12, working around the outside.
Now you look at the passes that the Mustangs are making right now. Everyone is with inertia, sense of urgency, quickness, strength.
Hudson Eller, drive to the basket. That's good. Laying in just off. That was so close. Johnston taken back down. Ball's in the hands of Roosh. He spins back to the middle. Good help, York Megason. Out on the outside. That's right. There's that Logan again. Yeah, right, number 10. Oh, that's going to be a travel. Turnover by the Mustangs. That's the nerves that I was talking about.
Well, you know, it's what is that, 9 points right now? You know, it's the game, but it just seems like right now there's a little bit of momentum. Johnston, you know, they've been able to get a few things go down. And again, you hit a couple threes, that cures a lot of problems. But in the end, you know, this is a great timeout right here. Say, all right, let's set up. Let's get what's going on. Here's what we're going to do on offense. But defensively, we got to get back to what we're doing best, and that's pressure in the ball.
Yeah, I think Coach Rankin just loves this game against Johnston. You know, he started his coaching career at Urbandale, but then quickly moved to Johnston. He was an assistant there at Johnston, and that's really where he cut his teeth as a basketball coach. He was coaching under Jeff Simpson over there, and then he found his way to DCG and has been here at DCG now over 20 years. So I think that sticking it to that old team, right, where you used to be back in the day, probably feels pretty good since you've been at a smaller school, and I think he'd love to get this game tonight.
You know, when you go to coaches' clinics and you go to all these things and you're at the same place, you really want to beat the person sitting next to you. You know, if you lose one off to Cedar Rapids or something like that, probably not a big deal.
Deep three there by Roosh. Oh, big block, York Megason. And DCG, the Mustangs are going. Roosh had a long three, then a rebound by Johnston, blocked by Megason.
Yeah, that block was like one of them windmill blocks.
Yeah, it was big time. That's a three-pointer, Jaden Jones. There's a whistle. There's some contact between number 30 or 24, Jonathan Howard, and number 5 for Johnston, Dylan Grandin.
Yeah, trying to run through the screen right there. I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often with trying to, especially in boys. There's so much speed and so much strength. It's so fast. It's hard to move laterally, and sometimes like that right there, the only thing you do is go through them.
Number 10, Mitchell Bridey in for the Mustangs. Called the block there on Johnston. Jonathan Howard with a little floater. Got fouled, so he'll go to the line. Gets the first one. Prestige Taylor back in the game for Johnston. Howard good with the second. DCG 26-15. There's 4:28 left in the half. That was a nice cut. That's a great steal there by Tate Perrin. Good hands in the middle. Tate Perrin bringing it back up to the top. Let's reset the offense. Out to Mitchell Bridey.
In trouble
Trap
now.
Down low. Up to Jaden Jones. Loose ball.
Plenty of time.
Got 12 seconds on the shot clock. Outside, Hudson Eller, Jonathan Howard. That drive back in again. To the outside, Jaden Jones for three. No good.
Follow your
Rebound,
shot right
Johnston.
there, and you get that rebound 100%.
Yeah, it's a long rebound.
But they got to get back on defense all the time.
That's Roosh.
Wow.
That's a great pull-up jumper by him. He's our leading scorer, so I've been waiting to hear
that's
from
a
him.
big-time shot right there.
Yeah, that's his first basket of the night.
Well, we said that, I think, in the last game. And,
yeah, we were talking about Ailey Tankey.
Yeah,
She's
it's
kind of
like,
quiet.
you know, they're going to get their points, so you got to do everything you can to get in front.
Hudson Ellert from the corner 3. That's long. Prestige Taylor going coast to coast. Yeah. So Tate Perrin got his hands in on that, but then it actually went off Taylor's feet and out of bounds. So DCG ball under the basket. Jackson Green, number 20 for the Mustangs, checking back in.
Just seems offensively we haven't had it in this quarter. You know,
Yeah.
Of course, it's always nice when they go in. Well, right now they're not. So now how do you combat that? Let's see if we can get something going to the basket, something inside of 10 feet.
Yeah, we had those, you know, full drives to the bucket in the first quarter. Oh, that's a nice pass. Jonathan Howard, that was great, driving in the basket. They collapsed in on him. Hudson Ellert made a great cut to the basket, and he was able to find him.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they want to see if we can't get something closer to the hoop.
Taylor from the outside, that's long.
Now, that cannot be on 42. There's no way.
Yeah, I think it's going to be on Hudson Ellert, number 42. Yep,
I don't even know how that's possible.
Aggressive block out? I don't know.
Well, I guess I'm not even sure
He's clearing out. Yeah.
That's called boxing out.
Well, and Mustangs, we're going to have to box out. We don't have the height to be able to just battle them for the rebound just going straight up. We're going to have to get a body on them. So I'm not sure what else they saw. But foul on Hudson Ellert. Oh, yeah.
There you go.
There's a turnover by pass to Green. Pass back to Perrin. Give and go. Tate Perrin with the layup. And timeout Johnston.
So there's a couple things in that play at about the 2:20. You go back to about the 2:30 mark and then watch that entire play. There's a couple things to note. Number one, the defense. Number two, as they pinch that defense off right there, everybody thinks that ball's going to go out of bounds. But no.
Hudson Ellert just went right over to the sideline.
He goes over and grabs that, which
it.
leads then to
out to Tate Perrin to Jackson Green. Then Jackson Green goes back to Tate Perrin. Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean that's just that's just taking the ball and getting after it.
Yeah, so live stream, thanks to the DCG Booster Club who allows us to be able to do that, and our sponsor, Charter Bank. Charter Bank offers a full line of bank products to fit your needs, including home loans, consumer loans and business loans, ag loans, checking accounts, savings accounts, and CDs. So chart your success with Charter Bank. And tonight's game sponsor, McDivitt's Indoor Sports Club. It's a family-friendly establishment, so bring the kids. They're 4 indoor sports simulators, so 2 featuring dozens of sports like football, soccer, hockey, baseball, and more. See, McDivitt's makes me think it's just golf, but it's so much more, Pat, than golf, right? So right now, you can go to McDivitt'spub.com and get $10 off if you show your DCG Activity Pass. So what are you looking for to do over Christmas break with the kids? You're all home. They're starting to drive you crazy. The weather's bad. They can't get outside. You go to McDivitt's. $10 off if you show your DCG Activities Pass.
That's awesome. That's the type of things Grimes needs.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're growing as more of us are growing. And, you know, Johnston fans, maybe they'll honor your Johnston one. I'm not sure. But
what
you
the
live
heck?
close.
Tell them we said that they'd do it.
Hey, that's a beautiful move there. Number 4, Taylon Proctor. Just drive to the basket. Nice floater. Finger roll right into the basket.
We'll just tell Brad Bailiff said that we could do that. That'll be. We'll blame
tell
it
him
on
Brad
him.
Bailiff sent you.
That's right.
In case people don't notice, I am indeed not Brad Bailiff tonight. Christine Megason filling in for him. Big shoes. No way I can fill them. Doing my best here. Jackson Green for 3. Rebound, Johnston. Nice move there. No good for Taylor, but
goes right back up and gets it.
Yep, number 4, Taylon Proctor with the putback. Oh, that's a turnover there,
That's
Jackson
a good
Green.
foul right there, actually. I mean, that was going to go back to the house for sure. And again, it's 9 points. I mean, we're ready to blow this thing wide open, but Johnston keeps hanging around. You get a bucket right here, and it's a whole new game.
You know, we're doing great on the offensive line, and then we have a couple of just defensive letdowns, right? And then they're right back in it, like you said.
Yeah.
So Drew Rankin, number 14 for the Mustangs, just checked back in. Hudson Ellert's been doing a fantastic job on Nathan Roosh for Johnston, number 15. He's their leading scorer.
Yeah, he was our senior spotlight last game. Amazing young man.
if I remember right, he was asked who on the team would you choose to play Jeopardy, and he said, my son, York
There you
Megson.
go.
Oh, looked for the charge there. Roosh, no good. Rebound, Jonathan Howard. I'd pick him for Jeopardy too. Hudson going in. Man, that looked like a really clean block, but I think there was enough contact going into it that it was kind of a late call there. Hudson got the basket. Again, this is the person that we want at the free throw line. He's got a high percentage. I think he's only missed one free throw on the year so far. He's already made 2 tonight.
95% free throw shooter.
And that is just because he missed 1 in the game at Oskaloosa. So he's 100% for tonight, 3 for 3.
Hey, you look at his form, it's very clean, it's efficient, and there's really no wasted movement. The legs, the knees, the hips, everything is in line. Like Fitzgerald's the same way. It's like they go to the same free throw shooting coach.
So Mike's doing all of our production. Mike, do we have opportunity for people to do comments on the live stream if they're watching, or is there a way for you to see those? Hey, if you're a Johnston fan and you can give us a good pronunciation of number 10, Loken, we don't know if it's Carr or Care or Kahre. We want to get it right because he's playing phenomenal, and we want to make sure we get his name right. So we just put it in the chat. Michael, share it with us. Tate Perrin, last second shot for 3. That's a miss. So Mustangs end the quarter up 32-21 on the game. Pat, what did you expect? Is this what you thought it would be at halftime?
Well, I didn't know what to expect out of Johnston. I expected a lot more activity at the rim, like we said at the beginning.
Yeah.
Man, there's a lot of size, a lot of strength up there. But their guards, they got great guard play.
Yep.
I think in the end, the Mustangs made a lot of shots, especially in the first quarter. And it really, then you start to get out of your game and you start doing different things. But, man, I like what I see right now. I've got probably a little bit more out of DCG than maybe what I expected.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's been a great game all the way around.
And kind of similar to what we said in the girls' game earlier, they're doing a fantastic job on defense of not allowing second shots. Like, we're getting those defensive rebounds, the Mustangs are, so that's only allowing Johnston to get 1 look at the basket. And so then I think that's helping a lot, right? Johnston's had a few turnovers, which some of them have been forced because of our defense, but I'm pleasantly surprised. Up 11 now at half. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you look at last year's game and the firepower on both sides of the court there. I mean, that was an unbelievable display of basketball.
Thank you.
Just an amazing job out of both teams. And Johnston at home pulls out the win, at least in 1 overtime. And that's what you want. I mean, you want good, strong basketball all the way around. So some of these kids, they keep going around here. I'm just waiting for the broken arm.
Hey, Johnston fans, thank you so much for popping into the chat for us so we know that number 10, Logan Carey is how you say his name. I wouldn't have got that, so I appreciate so much giving us that. And we're going to make sure that we talk more about him in the second half because he played great in the first half. So what adjustments do you make if you are Johnston?
You know, I don't think there's a significant adjustment that they need to make. Get back to what you do well in the things, you know, if the drives are open, you take the drive and hopefully we finish and things like that. But I think ultimately right now they got to stop DCG from scoring. So they're going to have to start pushing their pressure up a little bit more and hope that and maybe even see if you can get Cahill down on the box and get a cheap one to get that third one. That would be a game changer because Calix Cahill can take over a game at the end.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they haven't gone to Roosh more because he's their leading scorer. Also, because Calix Cahill was out at the end there, having had picked up a second foul, they didn't want him to get a third. So that was really an opportunity, I think, that Johnston may have missed. Get the ball into Roosh and just take it into the hoop. But I think part of it is DCG was forcing some turnovers for them.
Yeah, you know, the speed that and the quickness, and that's what we said. If you got a bigger team, you got to be faster, you got to be quicker, and things like that.
Yeah, just feisty, take Perrin.
You need to create more space so that you can actually get shots off versus banging down low and you just go over the top.
Yeah. So if you're Coach Joel Rankin for the Mustangs at halftime, what kind of adjustments do you want to see for your team?
I want more. I think as the game goes on, you got to do better at every phase of the game. You got to be stronger. You got to be faster, because you don't want to be your strongest in the first quarter and then start to sag towards the end. You want to finish the game strong. You have to bring a lot of energy, and he always gets that, as you well know, out of those kids. The amount of energy and work that they put in is what you would expect out of a program of this caliber. Yeah,
absolutely. And as we saw in the girls' game, girls had a 1-point lead at halftime. Boys is a little bit more significant at 11. But that third quarter, it just seems to be that key quarter, because if Johnston can come out and really start to get things going, DCG maybe has an off quarter, that could be all the difference in a game. And suddenly now it's close going into the fourth. So I think, like you mentioned, really having them come out with some intensity to not have that third quarter letdown.
Yeah, and like you said, that's what pretty much cooked the girls' game for DCG. They kept it strong, they kept it tight the whole time, but that was just a quarter they weren't able to overcome in the end. But a lot of athletes out there, a lot of people, a lot of work. It's just fun to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So just a reminder, our DCG Booster Club that does this live stream, and we're sponsored always by Charter Bank. So that's thank you to them. And Charter Bank is 100% locally owned, with local management and staff delivering prompt local decision making. And they're committed to helping our communities thrive. So chart your success. We're Charter Bank. And then our game sponsor for tonight, McDivitt's. What a deal that they're offering. $10 off if you bring in your DCG activity pass, so you can go in there. They have all kinds of sports simulators. It's not just golf, even though the name kind of says golf, but it's football, it's baseball, it's other things. So what a perfect thing to take the kids into, especially as you're going into this holiday break.
Yep, absolutely. So why don't you everybody go grab some popcorn, a drink, or something like that, and we'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes.
All right, well, we're about 24 seconds left of this halftime. DCG leading Johnston Dragons 32-21. Ready for the second half?
I am. I love the second half because everybody got to reset right there, and now it's like, all right, what's the chess match now between both sides, and how are we going to adjust what we did? All of the adjustments are coming in both sides, and then the countermeasures that go on as well.
That's right. So we have 16 minutes of basketball coming at you now. A reminder that our live stream is sponsored by Charter Bank. They're a sponsor. And tonight's game sponsor is McDivitt Sports Pub here, just right off 141 in Grimes.
I wish they were located right across the street from me. That way I could just walk across the street.
Absolutely. Yeah. DCG will start out with the ball during the second half. Tate Perrin right out to Jaden Jones. Here we go. DCG in the white uniforms, Johnston in the black. There's that Logan Carey. We've got the name down, folks. Number 10. You'll see him in there for Johnston. Thank you so much for your feedback on the pronunciation. Jaden Jones to Jonathan Howard. Hudson Ellert. Into Calix Cahill. They've got a double team in the post there. Oh, turnover.
Yeah, so what they want to do is they want to double Cahill down there, come back, hit the three, and it's like, all right.
That's a three-pointer for Rouge from Johnston. We said that during halftime. If you're Johnston, you need to get him involved in your offense, and then they did. So DCG 32, Johnston 24. That's a cut. That's 2 turnovers for Calix at this point. Oh, Hudson was able to grab it out of the air. Nice drive to the basket. Kept that play going. That was Hudson Ellert just being an athlete there, keeping that going.
Yeah, and it's hard on both sides. I mean, that pass actually went into no man's land there somehow. Well, but he's able to go in there and grab that thing, and wow, that's a big play.
We talked about the height of Johnston, so we don't realize that Calix, he's got 2 tall people right up on him, and he's trying to pass up and over. So unusual miss there, free throw from Hudson. Drive to the basket there, number 14, Jalen Richardson, out to Logan Carey, back out to Richardson for 3, no good. Rebound Carey, that's a nice cut by Richardson coming through the middle.
They're going to get Cahill probably for another one right there.
Yep, it is. It's going to be number 50, Calix, although I think Jaden Jones was kind of mixed in on that. I think Calix kind of thought it was going to be on Jaden, but then it is called.
It was Cahill. Calix, he did get the body contact initially. This is just one of those games he's just not able to get into the flow. I think he's only been on the court for probably 4 or 5 minutes.
Right, so we're a minute 12 into the third quarter, and Calix just got that third foul. So he's going to go and sit for a while. Drew Rankin, number 14, in for the Mustangs. Both misses there, so 0 for 2 for the free throw line for Richardson. Jaden Jones brings the ball down. Johnston, you can see they're doing this kind of corner trap.
Jesus.
So that's going to be a foul on Johnston. Number 14, Richardson.
Ehlert he's really having an all-state year right now. The things that he's done, MVP type stuff for this team right here, especially this game.
Yeah, great kid. You just love to see it. You can see that success finally having opportunities to play now as a senior. Drew Rankin going baseline. Oh, nice give and go to Ellert. Nice work there for Hudson. That's and one.
Oh, that's a great look right there.
But it was all set up there by Drew Rankin. He took the baseline drive there, and then he just shovel passed it to Hudson, who's paying attention, coming down, cutting through the lane as a trailer. Got the and one, so now Hudson's back at the free throw line.
But, on the offensive side there as well, you got to put yourself in position to receive those balls right there.
And it was in traffic. I mean, he really had to work his way through to get that basket off and did. Free throw was good. DCG lead 37-24. Johnston's working the ball around up top. Richardson, nice move for him. Double team. Oh, man. Ball went up. Rebound coming down. Jaden was just a little bit off balance, was trying to grab it. Just kind of went right off his fingertips and out of bounds. So Johnston,
if they don't put a lot of work on trying to grab that ball right there, if they just
let it come to them.
Just let it come to you, but they always go right after that thing. And
well, the thing is, Mustangs we're not a very tall team, and so to get rebounds in the first, sometimes we're just like trying to tip the ball and whatever. We're not used to just like grabbing it out of the air. So Ball underneath for Johnston. It's going to go up top. Number 4, Taylon Proctor. There's trapping defense here for the Mustangs. Timeout by Johnston.
That's actually a good timeout right there, because even though they did get that ball out of the trap right there, but a great job mixing it up defensively. All right, I'm out in the 40 feet away from the basket, and you run yourself into a double team right there. It's just a great job of mixing things up, keeping you honest.
That's right.
From that standpoint.
Well, and they hadn't been doing any trapping defense up until this point in the game. And so just to come out of an out-of-bounds play, Coach Rankin went right into that. And then I think the Johnston coach was like, let's call timeout. Let's regroup before this gets away from us, before we get too far into this trap. Let's just figure it out. You notice that the game is in striking distance right now, and he doesn't want to get any further away. And
Johnston has 2 timeouts left in the game, so that's their 3rd timeout that they've used so far.
Up top with Richardson. He's looking one-on-one, little spin move.
Right now.
That's a nice move there by Richardson. We just don't have height in the game right now. Hudson Ellard is our tallest player, so you've got a couple of short players down trying to defend in the post. Ball out high to Perrin, over to Jones, back to Ellard. Yeah, Johnston's so good at you take that, they give you that baseline, and then they trap you down below. That was a long 3, Drew Rankin. Rebound, DCG. Travel, Jaden Jones. So they open themselves up, and they actually say, go ahead, go baseline. And so then as you drive to the baseline, then they have someone waiting for you, and they trap you. And then all of a sudden you're trying to get rid of the ball.
And that's the coaching on both sides. You need to stop you got to stop the drive, but you're going to take it. If nobody stops it, you're going to go. But you always have to have somebody on the outside ready to dish.
And Richardson is just taken over in this second half. A little travel there, but he's looking to the basket. Every time he gets that ball, he is ready to go and really just taking charge for Johnston at this point.
And most players do this. They drive in there, and then they turn their rear end to the basket to do another turn. And by that time, there's too much time, and there's another defender there.
You'll see number 20, Jackson Green, is checked in for the Mustangs. Jonathan Howard. Little stripped out to Jaden Jones for 3, in Jesus. And out. Going the other way for Johnston. Logan Carey. He's been dynamite this night.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Coming off the bench, Logan Carey has been doing a fantastic job.
He's been money all day long.
8 points for him so far tonight. DCG up top. Oh, there's a steal from number 4, Taylon Proctor, and lays it in. So here's a little, good timeout here by Coach Rankin for DCG. Taking a moment. We went from like about a 13, 14-point lead. Now we're down to 7. Johnston's done that just on hustle, on defense, creating turnovers, and then converting in layups on the other end.
Absolutely. And, when you start to do the same thing over and over and over, you become predictable offensively, and then it becomes offensively. So you look on the corner right here, they know that they're going to do that little handoff, and you split that little spot right there and you get in front of it.
Yeah, that's great.
Breakaway layup.
It's a great defensive adjustment that Johnston has made the second half. So Charter Bank is our sponsor for our live stream. Charter Bank is their staff's made up of your family, friends, and neighbors. That means they support you during your successes and any challenges you may face. They're there to help. So chart your success with Charter Bank. And our game sponsor tonight, McDivitt's Indoor Sports Pub. It's a modern-day sports bar and entertainment venue. They have a kitchen offering handmade pizzas and appetizers. You could go for one of those right now. They are a family-friendly establishment featuring 4 indoor sports simulators, 2 featuring dozens of sports, football, soccer, hockey, baseball, more. Reserve a time in a simulator at mcdivittspub.com, and then you'll get $10 off if you show them your DCG activity pass. Great opportunity during holiday break. So we got 4:27 left in the third quarter. DCG leading 37-30. DCG has the ball. Moving right to left on your screen. Tate Perrin's bringing the ball down. Great defense by Johnston. They have really created this way that they've gotten back into the game. It's been all about their defense. We see that right there.
The energy definitely has picked up.
Absolutely. Mitchell Brady, number 10, in for the Mustangs. Number 42, Carter Loney back in for Johnston. Oh, nice move there, Jonathan Howard. So it looks like he totally got stopped, was going to kick out. They kind of relaxed their defense. He was able to just split between the defenders there for a great layup.
Hey, you watch boys bat. These guys are so athletic. It's unbelievable.
I mean, DCG is doing a great job of using what they have. They don't have the height that Johnston has, but they have some tenacity. They're kind of quick with their hands, creating turnovers, and like you just saw with Jonathan Howard slipping through. So we had a turnover, travel call there for Johnston, DCG ball. Tate Perrin up top. This has been a good matchup between Tate Perrin and Talon Proctor. Out to Jonathan Howard for three, off this time. Rebound Johnston, going the other way. Richardson's got that ball. You know, he's taking it to the basket. That guy's a scorer. He knows and wants the ball in his hands and knows when it is he's going to take it to the hoop.
Well, he knows what to do with it when he gets it, too.
Absolutely. He's doing a great job. He's really been a significant part of Johnston getting back in this game. So Jonathan Howard's going to go to the bench. We've got Jaden Jones back in.
Jalen Richardson, the sophomore, we're going to get to see him for the next 2 years.
That's just
that's okay.
Yeah, that's just a turnover by
but
Johnston.
It's going to go back to the baseline on the other side. It was not touched.
That was just trying to throw to backcourt to get the ball in. Just went way over his teammate's head. So now DCG ball up top. Tate Perrin. Out to Jaden Jones. Nice cut there by Mitchell Bridey. Screen. Out to Hudson Eller for three. That's off. Ooh, nice rebound in there,
nice
Mitchell Bridey. Good
right
try.
there.
Oh, almost steal there by Tate Perrin. Johnston's going the other way. We need to get back. Stop ball.
Keep your hands in, body in front.
To Richardson. Out to Carey. They're going to reset. They're going to get started here again. Here's Richardson. He's going. Nice dish into Loney.
Wow.
Oh, they're going to call a block here on Mitchell Bridey. So Richardson coming through the lane, moved in on Mitchell Bridey. I think Bridey thought maybe he'd get the charge, but got the block call instead.
Those are so hard to, number one, see, hard to call. That's a good job out of the officials to be able to even see. I mean, it happens so fast.
Well, yeah, and the ball was moving towards the other side of the court, so your eye wasn't even on that play anymore. So that was a foul then, Mitchell Bridey, number 10. Into Loney. He's 6'9", if you're wondering. It makes it look like DCG players are really short. They're not. He's just really tall. That's a little pull-up jumper. Jackson Green, number 20. Man, I like it when Jackson Green gets hot. It happened in the first half. He came in. Quick 5 points made a difference. I'd like to see him keep that up here in the second half.
And you start looking at the shots. I mean, this is no joke. I mean, they're not lucky shots.
Yeah.
I mean, that
so
thing
this
was
is just a
in
physical
rhythm.
battle, but yeah, Tate's going to get the foul on that. A little reach in there. Too much contact.
God, I watch these fouls that we get. I'm like, God. I mean, I'm just playing defense right there. Don't I get my spot too? I mean, the offensive player's driving that thing into the body right there, but don't I get my spot?
Johnston's inbounding the ball up to Prestige Taylor. Talon Proctor. DCG's pulling out a little bit of a trapping defense here. Oh, out to Richardson on the three-point, and he's good on that. That's three-pointer for Richardson. So DCG has 8-point lead, 41-33.
Oh, those
they're
long
getting their
court
hand,
passes like
that's right.
that.
They're getting their hand on that. Those passes, shooting the passing lane. DCG's got to be better with the ball right now.
Well,
Prestige Taylor, number 24.
Those
for
are those
layup.
floaters. They're just not.
Yeah, they need to be a little bit crisper. And like we talked about before, if they're shooting the passing lane, ball fake, and then do a back cut, that's going to be a great option. Keep them honest.
Well, where's our offense going to come from right now? I mean, when you look at what you have out there on the court.
I'm going to put my eye on Jackson Green, Hudson Eller. Look, we got Hudson down low. Jaden Jones, oh, nice, almost three-pointer there by Jaden going the other way. Minute 23 left in the third quarter. That was a nice move, just Bucket didn't
nice
make
move.
it.
That makes it a 4-point game right there.
There's go Hudson.
Jeez.
Yeah, nice move, Hudson.
Everything he does is golden.
Fantastic, Hudson. Eller, number 42 for the Mustangs. That's 15 points for him. Proctor from the top, no good. Ball going out of bounds. Saved by Hudson Eller. Up
This
to Jaden
just seems
Jones.
like it. Let's slow this thing down here
54
a second.
seconds. 54 seconds here. Oh, we got a blocking call
No,
here.
they'll help us out right. This is a good time to, hey,
Let's take one shot. Look at Jonathan Howard's coming into the game, so we're just going to have an opportunity for a last-second shot by him.
so now, we got 51 seconds right now. We take this down to about 40, 3 or 4 seconds, get a shot off fairly quick. You get that 2-for-1 right here at the end of the third quarter with a shot clock.
DCG taking the ball out of bounds. Shot clock's 35, game clock's 51. Mustangs will set up the offense.
And they're just going to go ahead and take the 35 right now. Yeah. Yeah, either it's like, hey, I really don't want to be up here right now.
Johnston continues to shoot those passing lanes. Jackson Green getting a little floater there.
Well, you knew that was going in, right? Everything he does.
But it was so smart of him just to pull up and do the floater, because he could have tried to go all the way to the basket, but there was a guy waiting there. He would have probably had the charge call if he would have gone all the way, so he just stopped, pulled up, little floater.
That's what we said right at the beginning in those first couple possessions.
And just like that, DCG has their lead back or up to 10 now.
Yeah.
So that's the end of third quarter, 45-35, DCG leading over Johnston Dragons.
You look at a couple of these shots, I mean, there's no reason to take everything into the heart of the defense and cut your teeth that way. The way he's been shooting the ball, specifically Jackson Green, everything's hitting the bottom of the net right now. And it just seems so easy right there with some of those mid-range jumpers.
Well, Johnston came out really well in the third quarter. They made adjustments at halftime. They came out. We really saw them start to really gain some momentum, and that's a challenge for DCG, and they rose up to the challenge. Right? They persevered. They really stuck it on defense, and now they've been able to maintain and have that 10-point lead. Charter Bank is our sponsor for our live stream. Charter Bank offers a full line of bank products to fill your needs, including home loans, consumer loans, and business loans, ag loans, checking accounts, savings accounts, and CDs. So chart your success with Charter Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. And our game sponsor for tonight, McDivitt's Indoor Sports Pub. You can reserve your simulator that they have at mcdivittspub.com. And so McDivots is MCDIVOTS pub.com. You'll see it on your screen. You'll get $10 off if you show them your DCG activity pass. So we have 8 minutes, Pat. Fourth quarter. What do we need?
Oh, more baskets and more defense.
That's
what we
always
need.
the answer. That's always the answer.
We need more baskets than they make. That's the only stat in this entire game that matters is
Absolutely.
who puts it through the hoop the most.
So on the floor for the Mustangs, we have Jackson Green, Tate Perrin, Jonathan Howard, Jaden Jones, Calix Cahill back in the game, playing with 3 fouls. I'd like to try to keep him in the game this time.
More of a zone defense right now.
Yeah, they're definitely keeping Calix down low and being a post threat and presence. That was a fantastic move, number 20 for Prestige Taylor.
Oh, man.
And little quick hands on Tate Perrin. That does not happen very often. In fact, Tate Perrin usually does that to other people, picks their pocket.
Well, he went all the way across the body of that. I mean, I don't think it was really a reach-in, but it was just he went all the way across the body in front of him to get that ball.
Yeah, Tate's looking down at his players on the floor, and they're moving. He's looking to see what he needs to do. Prestige Taylor's just looking at the ball, and then he just got a hand on it. And then so he follows up his first layup with a second, so that's a quick 4 points for him. And now we're at a 6-point game.
Yeah, so as we go, you got to protect the ball. That's one thing you always have to do, especially with a 10-point lead. Now the objective right here for them is like, hey, we got to have a couple good possessions here. Let's see if we can't get this back up to a 10-point lead and start managing the game better in the second half of the fourth quarter than we have in the first half.
Well, and Johnston would like nothing more than to get revenge on DCG's game last season when we played them, and we just annihilated a 20-point lead that they had on us and took it to overtime. Now, Johnston did win the game in overtime, but there's fans that remember that game last year. And so Johnston would like to do the same thing to DCG this time, and try to cut this lead down. So we've got a 6-point lead going down, 7-12 left in the fourth quarter. DCG has the ball moving right to left. You can already see that Johnston is set up to press.
Yeah, I mean, they got to take a little bit more risk now because they need to speed it up a little bit, but they need baskets.
Yeah, and DCG's got to take care of the ball, which they have not shown that they've been taking care of the ball very well tonight. Jonathan Howard from three-pointer. Jonathan Howard, that's a three-point, that's a Schaefer's Auto Body three-pointer by Mr. Howard from the corner. He loves that spot.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, you go, look, how do you go score off of that press right there? Let's see if they
what
do it
an
off
answer,
of a make.
right? Oh, and Hudson Ellert looking for the charge there. Carry. Baseline, Jaden Jones going to get called for blocking.
We got two different things going right here.
So the official that was down low right where the play was called off. The original call was a block. They ended up giving Jaden Jones the charge that he was looking for.
I think what happens, you got two officials with two different angles, and when you lower that shoulder down, you're almost always going to get that, even if you're not set defensively. And that's been a change in the college game and the high school game.
Jaden Jones up top. Drive dish out to Howard. Calix is rolling. Get in there. Calix Cahill, that's his first point of the game.
Yeah.
So he gets the and one.
Needed.
So unusual. If you would have told me going into this game that we would be in the fourth quarter, 6.5 minutes to go in the game, and Calix would be getting his first points, I would say we are in big trouble.
Yeah.
Knowing the height of Johnston, we were going to need everything that we could get from Calix, but he, because of fouls, hasn't had as many opportunities tonight, so it's good to see him finally get something done.
And then it offers other opportunities for other kids to show up, and that's exactly what a couple of them have done, Jackson Green being one of them.
If Mustangs are able to pull out this victory, they're going to know it was a true team effort because they were outsized in every category.
God,
that's a great steal, great defense there. Oh, and then just turn the ball over.
And that's we've talked good turnovers, we've talked bad turnovers. That's one of the good turnovers right there. It's energy, it's going towards the basket. It was just a little bit further out.
Yeah, you get this great steal, and then you're just amped up to go make the next play, and just too much on that pass from Jonathan Howard.
Yeah, and as a player, you're especially the one throwing the ball. You're like, God, I just did this, and
so you regroup, go back on defense. That's a great move again. Number 24, Prestige Taylor for Johnston. 50-41, DCG lead. Hudson Ellard up top. He's driving down through the middle. He got the ball stripped. That's good defense by Johnston. And here's Roosh. We've been waiting for him all night. Oh, pulled up from three. No good. He's capable of making those shots, though. He's not just a post player. He can shoot from anywhere. He's looking for the foul, but he got the travel.
Well, and I can, as he comes around here, he puts the ball in his arm, and he isn't able to get the ball up on the glass like he'd like, even though there is body contact.
There. Yep, you're exactly right. Drew Rankin up top to Jaden Jones.
Ugh, man, I'll tell you,
these passes are making me very nervous.
Is jumping all these passes.
Ball fake, back cuts, boys. Calix underneath. Oh, Calix. And then the foul. See, it's so hard when you make that. What you think is an easy basket and it's a miss, and a frustration to then reach. Right? You want to make up for what just happened.
That's the learning thing that he's going to have to learn real quick. So that's of the 4 fouls he has, one of them is that one of them's 35 feet from the basket. Those are the ones he's got to eliminate that part from his game. He's a young basketball player, so it'll continue. He'll be okay.
It's so great to be able to have a good defensive presence down in the post, so we want him on the floor. It's going to be on Hudson Ellard, I think. Number 42.
That's called being in the right spot at the wrong time, right there. I've seen a lot more not get called than that right there.
So Calix is going to go to the bench again now that he's picked up that 4th foul, hopefully get him in the last part of the game. So Drew Rankin, Jackson Green back in, Jonathan Howard, Tate Perrin, Hudson Ellard is who we have on the floor for the Mustangs. That's Proctor from the outside, long. Rebound, Drew Rankin. Nice hustle there. The ball was going out of bounds. Drew was able to save that. Throw it back, goes right to Jonathan Howard. That's just hustle right there. That's hustle play.
That's just wanting the ball, right?
Absolutely. Doing what needs to be done. And Hudson goes again. It's on the floor. There's a foul.
So that's 6 fouls on the Dragons right now of Johnston. So both teams really right now are in the bonus going forward.
That foul is on number 20, Jacob Simpson for Johnston. His third. Hudson Ellert for 3.
Money.
That's good. Hudson Ellert. That's a Schaefer's audio body three-pointer for Hudson Ellert. And timeout, Johnston. Good timeout.
Yeah, and really great shot right there on that out of bounds, that baseline out of bounds. You come through and you get one of your shooters out there, and he's set up right here. I was like, man, that one's good all the way.
So DCG has been kind of floating back and forth between this either 7-point to 13-point lead, kind of everything there kind of in the middle, averaging maybe around 8-9 points. What do they do to maintain that or extend that, Pat?
Well, I think, number one, basically just maintain it. I mean, we don't need to overdo anything, but you keep your foot on the gas, right? I mean, you always put your foot on the gas. If those layups are there, you take those layups. I like the fact that when these kids have been moving around here recently, there might be 7, 8, 10 seconds on the shot clock right there, but I'm going to go ahead and take that 10-footer that I'm in space. Take the good shots, try to eliminate bad shots.
Yeah, I agree. So right now Mustangs need to be patient with the ball. They need to handle the ball, make sure we're not having silly turnovers that convert into easy layups for Johnston. They need to take care of the ball. They need to use the shot clock. They need to use the full 35 seconds that they can and try to slow the game down. If you're Johnston, you're trying to create turnovers, right? Get the ball back. You're trying to quick score in transition. So we have 4 minutes left to go in the game. DCG leads 53-41.
Yeah, and right now it's some tough sledding for Johnston right now. They're going to have to really make things some things happen and be very efficient offensively.
That's a nice cut there by Taylor Proctor. Takes it back out. Good stop by DCG. They're going to regroup, start again.
Ooh, it was
Roosh up top. Proctor again. It's good defense. That's a nice shot up off the glass, just a little bit too much. Good rebound. Oh, take care of the ball.
See,
little tipped away by Proctor there, but baskets.
Every
off.
pass will
Rebound
be
by
challenged.
Rankin. That's a foul there then by Jalen Richardson.
All right. So what they're saying is, here's my free throw shooters. This is I know who we want at the free throw line, and they're going to go ahead and play that.
I'll take Drew Rankin at the free throw line. I will take him there.
He's even shot one this year?
I don't know that he probably has, but I know
has.
what he's capable of, and I'll put Drew Rankin at the free throw line all day. Nice job, Drew.
But, from Johnston's standpoint, you got to do something. So if he misses the 1-and-1, you come back down, you get the 2. I mean, that's just the things that they're going to have to do.
Second is good, 55-41 Mustang lead. So Proctor up top to carry. Taylor out to Proctor.
The one thing about the boys' game is when they get up in the air, there's always somebody open to pass that ball off to.
Yeah. That was just a great offensive set for Johnston. They were patient, and Roosh had it in. There's a little bit of a bobble there, but he was able to kick out to Taylor for 3. Oh, that's a travel.
Traveling.
No call, but that is was totally a travel.
Yeah.
Oh,
so you got 20 seconds
so
right
DCG
here.
So DCG is definitely slowing down and using the clock. Hudson Ellert had a wide open three-pointer right there, but chose instead to pass out. Drew Rankin could have just gone straight up to the basket, but he kicked to Jackson Green.
Well, the defender, I thought, was going to fall. There was no contact there. So I thought the defender thought that he was going to pick up a charge.
Right, Drew
but Rankin
passed it.
Moved all the way to the right like that. Shifty offensive play.
Yeah. So Drew Rankin back at the free throw line. Foul is on Logan Carey. Rankin is good first one.
If you start talking about what's my role on the team, what can I do? Am I going to be a rebounder? Am I going to be a defender? Am I a shooter? One of the things is being a good free throw shooter is very valuable to any team.
So my son was telling me that when they were talking at the beginning of the season about goals, and one of the goals that's going to be a block call then on the Mustangs tape Heron. One of the goals that they had was to be an excellent free throw shooting team. And they even threw out that they wanted to be a 70%
That's right.
free throw shooting team. And Coach Rankin said, if you're a 70% free throw shooting team, you'll be the best free throw shooting team I've had in my entire career as a coach.
And
so
I would
maybe
agree.
it was far-fetched, but I'll tell you what, they're right up there.
They've been
good job, Drew Rankin. Those are good minutes for him.
These teams that I've been watching I'd say over the last 10 years, 12 years, I'm like, oh my God, if we could make a free throw, it'd be fantastic. But it's just the way it is. But right now, they're probably pushing 70%. Coming into today, they were 67%.
Yeah. So Calix Cahill has entered the game again in now for Drew Rankin.
Fake pass, get them off their game, then throw that thing.
10-point lead for Mustangs over Dragons.
Time and score is always the part right
Mustangs
here
are
when
going
you
to
get
use
down
the
to
shot
end.
clock. Yep. Jaden Jones. Tipped off by, that's a tip by Johnston. So there's 7 on the shot clock.
This set up perfect for the
blob.
Mustangs. Well, yeah, because
baseline out of bounds play.
because now it's like, okay, well, that didn't work, but he did. He moved.
So it's travel. It's a turnover for Jonathan Howard. The Dragons are going to have the ball. We've got 2 minutes exactly to go in the game. Drew Rankin, I like that call. Let's put him back on the floor. He's been showing a ton of hustle.
Yep.
He's been
He's
consistent
earned
at the
the
free
right
throw
to be
line.
out there, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
So now you go offense to defense right here as
Yep.
you kind of pull through.
DCG just needs to play good defense.
That's
Don't give him
blocked.
anything easy. That's a block by Jaden Jones in the corner.
What are we doing here?
I think they called a foul. They did. They called a foul on Hudson, number 42, Hudson Ellert. I don't know. It was a block by Jaden Jones, so I think it was Hudson and Logan Carey were both going for the ball, and so I think the foul occurred in that.
I'm like, man, let's see who gets the ball. I mean, was there? You never know the scrap and biting and
well,
fighting.
and it kind
that's
of went
going
out
on
of
down
bounds,
there.
and I think it was like the question of, but I didn't see a foul. It just seemed like it was just physical, both going for the ball. This is where you don't want the officials to sort of step in and take control. Just let the players figure it out.
Yeah, this is not an over game right now. You get a steal and you get 10 seconds. Barely made it
Mustangs with an
2 seconds.
8-point lead. Johnston's trapping. And a foul. So that's Nathan Roosh. He's been pretty quiet tonight.
Well, I mean, as far as if you're going to foul, you probably should have fouled about
sooner.
15 seconds ago.
Yeah. Yeah, Nathan Roosh is their leading scorer with 11.4 points per game on average. But just 5 points tonight, I think I saw.
He's not up there.
He's not up in there. I think I just looked and he had 5. So quiet night for him. So ball out of bounds, DCG. Pair into Howard.
Yeah, and that foul gives them 35 seconds back on the shot. Why was it not a 1-and-1? I must have missed something. Senality is coming in.
Yeah, that's a great question. Now it will be Jaden Jones at the line.
I got talking, and that was it. I wasn't watching.
I was looking down at the stats, and
maybe they did shoot. We missed it. I'll have to go back. I'll figure it out.
Jaden Jones. So you're looking at who the Mustangs have on the floor right now. These are your free throw shooters. So this is exactly who you want to have in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is the only way. If you make your free throws, you're going to win the game.
Jones makes both. Johnston has the ball. We have 1:22 to go. 10-point lead. Oof. Nice defense there, right, Rankin?
These kids are so strong.
Roosh for 3. It's long. Good rebound by Rankin. Tipped away. Taylor, what an athlete. Man, he has been impressive tonight. Always just seems to be at the right place at the right time and creating opportunities for himself. So here's another foul.
And you start looking
That's going to be on Taylor.
What are the things that really changed the game? And to me, Jonathan Howard hit a few shots in there that start the game, but Hudson Eilert just.
Yeah, Hudson's always great. I'm going to chalk this up to a real team win, though. It was team defense in players that were significantly taller than we were, had the size on us, but we just played feisty, we played gritty, and real team effort.
Jackson Green was amazing all day. I mean,
yeah, he came in at some really key moments. Drew Rankin came in at some really key moments defensively and with free throws. But then we have our obvious two leading scorers, Jonathan Howard and Hudson Eilert. Carey hits the free throw, 59-51.
You know, and when you get that kind of production from bench and production from, you know, your starters or whatever, man, you got a shot. I mean, if DCG can score 60 points a game, they got a shot to win every game.
And the second? So another foul, and that's probably where we're going to be here for the next 46 seconds of the game.
This will be one of those 1 hour, 2 minute games. But it'll get to the point where, but I mean, it's a 7-point game. So if they miss a couple free throws here, I mean, you get a 3. I mean, it's a 4-point game.
That's right. So we're shooting 2 now. Misses the first. Drew Rankin's coming in for Cahill. Johnston's doing something similar. They're subbing offense for defense as well.
Yeah, they're getting the 3-point shooters in now, and that's where they got to be. I mean, you got to get quick, you got to get down, and you either got to get a
Jones
layup.
Makes the second.
Get a layup right now,
8-point
or go
lead.
ahead with the 3-pointer.
Yep, 8-point lead for the Mustangs. Taylor up top to Carey. Spin move, not there. Proctor for 3. It's long. Rebound, Hudson Eilert. Pass to Drew Rankin. Oh, they got their hand on it, so it's still alive for Mustangs and Roosh for the layup. Again, moving forward, if there's a lesson to come out of this game, besides, hey, team defense really works, it's we got to take care of the ball.
Well, there's no doubt. But the thing is, there's so many bodies around there. It's hard for, you know, in that particular case, Hudson, to see. I mean, there's things going all over. But if I'm going to make a mistake, I want to make a mistake going the other direction if I can. Easy for us to say for sure.
Well, right, because we're not down here. From this vantage point, they all look small. But if you're down there and you have a 6'4", 6'5" guy in your face, long wingspan, when you a pass that you think should be, you know, clearly to your teammate, suddenly somebody gets a hand on it because they've got such a long reach. Great wingspan.
And by the way, I haven't sat down in 36 minutes.
Right,
so burned about 8,000 calories out there, and I have one bad pass, and you're butchering me for it. So,
right, exactly.
You know, there's a lot going on.
But it's always good to have some things going into Christmas break that you know that you need to focus on and work on. And one of those things is going to be their passing. Right, when there's pressure on. And, yeah, otherwise, I commend the Mustangs. I think it was a real team effort all the way around with what they did defensively tonight. Credit to Johnston. They had a couple of standout players. Prestige Taylor was fantastic. Jalen Richardson really just took over in the second half. Logan Carey. So timeout for Mustangs now. It's 25 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, I mean,
6-point game.
It's
a 2-possession game. I mean, it's felt like it's just been in hand for the last number of minutes, but the reality is 2 possessions here. So Dragons are looking to get a turnover or, you know, getting a steal.
Yeah, it very easily can happen too. I mean, and that's exactly what
happened last year.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've already seen it happen.
Right.
So do we have overtime? Do we get an extra 4 minutes of play? That wouldn't be all that bad as long as we get the 1-point win at the end of the night. But
hey, free basketball is always a good thing. Free basketball. But tonight, I would be happy to just end on a win.
Yeah,
right?
There's no doubt. You know, take care of the ball one time. One more point is probably going to seal this deal when it's all said and done. That takes it to 3 possessions, and that's going to be pretty hard to overcome.
So you can see Johnston is set up, ready to try to do kind of a press, trap. They're going to try to create that turnover. Mustangs have got to take care of the ball.
Yep.
They can get it to the other end or get fouled, make the free throw like you said. We've got make 1. Suddenly now it's a 3-possession game instead of 2.
So it'll be a stationary inbound, so you can't move the inbound. So you're there, but you don't want to throw it into the corner because you got all those defenders right there, plus the sideline out of bounds.
So Hudson Ellert taking the ball out of bounds, screen
there
away, long pass to Jonathan Howard.
Jonathan, you don't need that, buddy.
I was going to say, just take it back out to the three-point line. Just run around, make them chase you.
You know, you got these thoroughbreds out there. How do you tell them, don't run, just jog. Just run.
And your instinct is to go to the hoop. But that's part of having a young team. Like no one on our team besides Calix Cahill has any significant varsity playing experience. So it's moments like that may seem obvious, but when you're out and you're playing varsity minutes for the first time and you're a junior or even a senior who haven't played much, these are learning experiences. So in that moment, they learn next time, pull the ball out, waste a little bit more time on the clock. Thankfully, Jonathan Howard's a great free throw shooter, so he makes both. We've got an 8-point game now.
So now there's no fouls. No fouls.
Yeah, absolutely, no fouls. Roosh from three-point, that looked good, didn't go in. Taylor from three, that's in.
See, the clock in high school continues to run, and we really got to be more.
They took their time taking the ball out of bounds there and wasted a couple of seconds off the clock. So 5-point game, Mustang lead 62-57, 6 seconds left. This could be another one.
You overplay up front and you hit them deep.
It's a little confusion about what's happening on the floor. There's a slip. That's interesting because we just had a situation.
I wonder if
they were looking right
if
there.
That really is a travel. He falls down, but he never had the ball.
Coach Rankin calling timeout. I've seen a couple of different players slip. I don't know if it's what's going on with the floor tonight.
There's a lot of sweat on that floor right now. I mean, you look at, all the sweat from the girls, that's already gone by now. But the boys, they're out there working hard all over the place. And here you got yourself, you're looking at 5-point game right here.
So it's 5-point game, 5 seconds to go as we're wrapping up our live stream, hopefully here in 5 seconds. We want to just say thank you to our live stream sponsor, which is Charter Bank, who sponsor our live stream every week. We're so grateful for that. And tonight's game sponsor, McDivitt's Indoor Sports Club. Don't forget about that $10 offer. Show your DCG activity pass to get that. So 5 seconds left. Mustangs just no fouls here in this situation. You can give up a basket, even a long one. Long three from Rouge is no good. Off Johnston. Basket counts. Quick little reverse layup by Taylon Proctor.
Yeah, you look at this game right here. Oh, my gosh.
Three-point game.
Yeah, it's a three-point game.
Credit Johnston coming through at the end because, again, we had anywhere a 13-point lead at one point. We were averaging right around a 10-point lead, and it ends up at 3. So
yeah, you play to the end. You coach to the end. Everything you do. It's 32 minutes no matter. And if you don't play that whole 32, you're not going to come out with a win at any level of basketball.
That's right.
So nice job out of both teams.
Yeah, what a good win, though, for the Mustangs to pick up going into Christmas break. They're 5-1 now. This is a good start to this season, especially for this young team. Still lots of things to work on and ways that they can improve, things that they can address and practice when they have during break. But I'll tell you what, this break's coming at a nice time. They could use the rest. And Coach Rankin will have them ready for sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I like what I see out of the Mustang team. I didn't know what to expect. Everything was all about last year, and it always is at the beginning. It's like, how are we going to replace this? How are we going to replace this? How are we going to – and after a little bit of time goes in, it's like, this guy's more than capable.
Yeah.
This one's more than capable. We might be better this year at this area than we were last year. So great job out of these kids. It's just amazing to watch them mature, especially, like we said earlier, the kids that don't get a lot of that playing time.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, most of the ones that are out there, Calix is the only one that's really had significant minutes. Mm-hmm. Jay Howard gets a few and things like that, but these are new people.
That's right.
So they did a nice job.
Thanks to our Johnston folks tuning in with us tonight, and for those who came here for the game, we want to wish you good luck as you move into conference play as well, and we will be as we head into the new year. Pat, thanks for letting me join you tonight. Brad Bailiff, man, big shoes to fill, missing that guy, but he'll be back. for those Friday night games. We'll look forward to that, and I'll fill in here and there. Thanks for welcoming me to the team.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
All right, we're signing out. We will talk to you, I think it's on the 6th, which is a Friday, 6th of January. See you next year.